What does it mean to be happy? Happiness can come from external situations and circumstances, but perhaps it's more about our state of mind and how we interpret these situations. These questions were explored by Epictetus, one of the most significant Stoic philosophers in history, who contributed to answering the question, how can we truly achieve happiness? Epictetus, born around 50 AD in the Greek city of Hierapolis, has a remarkable life story that deserves our attention. Born into a wealthy family, paradoxically, his early life was marked by slavery. Under the tutelage of his Roman master Epaphroditus, he was given a unique opportunity, permission to dedicate himself to his studies. This path led Epictetus to the world of philosophy and, more specifically, to meet his future Stoic mentor, Musonius Rufus. Epictetus' journey, which began in the bonds of slavery, culminated in the conquest of his freedom, becoming one of the most outstanding Stoic philosophers and teachers in history. After gaining his freedom, Epictetus not only absorbed the Stoic teachings, but also spread them by teaching philosophy in Rome. His legacy transcends the boundaries of time, being recognized as a figure of great importance in the philosophical panorama. Stoicism, under his influence, emerged as a revolutionary philosophical current, introducing a new culture that emphasizes human perception as the cornerstone for true knowledge, happiness, and tranquility. In this context, Stoic philosophy not only shaped Epictetus' thinking, but also significantly impacted the understanding of human existence. His life and teachings echo through time, inspiring successive generations to seek the wisdom and serenity inherent in Stoicism. That's why this time we're bringing you 5 ways to be happy according to Epictetus. Reading Epictetus's handbook. What made Epictetus remarkable was his use of striking and engaging phrases, later gathered in the Enchiridion, also known as the Handbook of Epictetus. Like many Stoic thoughts and teachings, the content can be read quickly, but its reflection can last a lifetime. The teachings of Epictetus's handbook caused a major change in the way people perceived and interacted with the world. The main lesson is that human beings can find true happiness only when they accept everything that happens to themselves and even accept everything that happens in the world as a whole. Epictetus taught that we shouldn't get upset about events that we can't control, as this is a waste of time and doesn't help to lead a virtuous and happy life. He warns that those who don't understand the difference between what they can and can't control are doomed to live dissatisfied and unhappy lives. If we consider things to be ours that really aren't, we end up complaining, troubling our minds, and blaming both the gods and humans. Epictetus goes on to say, don't insist that things happen the way you want them to. If you don't want them to happen the way they do, you'll be fine. Understanding the dichotomy of control, Epictetus, possibly more than other Stoic philosophers of his time, highly valued the Stoic principle of control. For him, the main responsibility of the human being was to understand what is and isn't under his control. Understanding the division of control means knowing that there are things we can control: opinion, goals, desires, reactions, aversions, our own affairs, and things we cannot control: external situations, nature, body, property, reputation, reactions and aversions of other people. We have no control over how others behave towards us or what they think of us. To achieve happiness, it is crucial to focus only on the things we can control. That is our reactions and responses to situations in the world. The human purpose is to live according to nature, following the world's plan. When we understand what we can and can't control, we can better deal with the external events and situations that occur around us. In situations that are beyond our control, we can only influence our response and reaction to them. Faced with events we can't control, we have the choice of being upset by them or accepting them. The main mission in life is simply this: to identify and separate the issues so that I can clarify to myself which external elements are not under my control and which are related to choices that I can actually control. The Stoicism proposed by Epictetus was not limited to avoiding unpleasant situations or adversities in life, recognizing that such a stance is, in fact, a practical impossibility. The essence of this philosophy lay in the ability to deal with the vicissitudes of existence without inner turmoil. The central proposal was to develop the ability to face challenges in a serene and balanced way. When we encounter events beyond our control, Stoic philosophy suggested being ready to declare that for us, these events are of no direct importance. Stoicism, from Epictetus's perspective, functioned as a valuable tool for achieving self-mastery and acquiring wisdom. Unlike other philosophical currents of the time, Stoicism did not require immersion in complex academic studies in order to unveil human value and achieve happiness. The core of this philosophy lay in simplicity and practicality, seeking to live in harmony with nature and follow the unalterable course of the world. Unlike more intricate approaches, Stoicism was accessible to all, promoting a more direct and applicable understanding of life and its challenges. In this sense, Epictetus offered a philosophical approach that not only aimed for introspection and self-mastery, but also simplicity and an intuitive understanding of human purpose in the pursuit of happiness and harmony with the cosmos. Before going any further, if you like the content, don't forget to subscribe and like it to receive more content like this that can change your life. Achieving apathy, freedom from passions. What about when good things happen to us? Can we consider them good and feel happiness? Epictetus taught that even positive emotions and favorable situations can cloud our judgment and divert us from our true goals and values. Instead, he advised us to seek to live in a state of mind called apathy. For Epictetus, part of living as a rational being also involved living free of passions, also known as living in a state of apathy. Apathy doesn't mean being indifferent to people or the world. It's about avoiding suffering. Suffering can happen when we incorrectly evaluate external things such as wealth and health as being morally good. However, these things do not bring true virtue or lasting happiness. True happiness is found by accepting things as they are without making judgments, and by devoting our time only to the things we can control, our values, goals, and reactions. Epictetus's philosophy did not exclude the experience of joy and positive emotions. Although he recognized the naturalness of these human experiences, the philosopher warned about the importance of avoiding uncontrolled indulgence in momentary pleasures and excessive temptations. For him, true wisdom lay in the balanced pursuit of external satisfactions and the building of lasting happiness from within. Epictetus emphasized that a meaningful life should not depend exclusively on the pursuit of external gratifications. He promoted reflection on the idea that the essence of the philosophy of life lay in the ability to find inner contentment, even in the face of external circumstances. So while taking joy in external events was valid, Stoic philosophy advocated integrating these experiences with a deeper approach, centered on self-knowledge and building a solid foundation for lasting satisfaction. If you haven't found this solid foundation and lasting satisfaction from Epictetus, I've left a link in the first comment to help you find it along with the teachings of other Stoics, such as Marcus Aurelius. Take a look. Human beings are mortal and rational beings. At the core of Epictetus's philosophy are his ideas about what it means to be human, that is, to be a rational and mortal creature. Epictetus states that humans are rational, which gives us the ability to think reflexively about the impressions we receive. Just like animals, human beings instantly perceive the world around them. However, humans possess the faculty of assent. This faculty allows us to evaluate not only external circumstances, but also the content of our impressions. By using impressions, we can determine whether a situation is true or false, favorable or unfavorable. For Epictetus, it is important not to be disturbed by external events. External situations only become good or bad when our faculty of assent labels them that way. Men are not disturbed by things, but by the principles and ideas they form about them. When we are faced with unfavorable situations that are beyond our control, whether due to natural events or the actions of other people towards us, it is crucial to internalize the determined affirmation that these events have no direct relevance to our inner peace. At times when we are emotionally wounded or the target of hurtful words, it is crucial to remember that the actions or words of others often reflect the individual perception of the other person. On all occasions, it is beneficial to reinforce internally that the interpretation of what happened can vary from person to person, and what seemed true to them can be different from our reality. The expectation of going through life without facing adversity is, in fact, naive. However, it is even more naive to allow events that are beyond our control to deeply disturb us. Understanding and accepting this reality is fundamental to building the foundations of a happy and balanced life. The awareness that certain aspects of life are beyond our direct control, combined with the ability to maintain a calm perspective in the face of these events, is an essential step towards personal fulfillment and building healthy relationships. In short, developing this deep understanding and cultivating emotional resilience enables us to navigate the waters of life with greater serenity and gratitude, thus building a more enriching and meaningful journey. Dedication to the three topoi. In his lectures, Epictetus talks about three groups of activities to help people practice Stoic principles. The topoi are areas of practical study which, when followed successfully, help people to achieve a full and virtuous life. There are three areas of study in which someone who wants to be good and noble should train themselves: that of desires and aversions, to always achieve what they want and avoid what they would like to avoid, that related to the impulse to act or not to act, and in general to proper conduct, to act with order, consideration, and without carelessness. The third area concerns the absence of deception, hasty judgment, and in general, everything related to consent. The discipline of desire. The discipline of desires, according to Epictetus's philosophy, goes beyond simply controlling momentary impulses. It encompasses the discernment to recognize what is truly good and virtuous, directing desires exclusively towards these values. When people allow their desires to become fixated on goals that are not authentically beneficial or virtuous, they often encounter misfortune, sadness, and anxiety. A deep understanding of what is genuinely valuable in life is essential for avoiding paths that lead to unhappiness and frustration. Epictetus, in stating that it is vital to avoid passions and desires related to external elements, points to the root of the problem. When our happiness is linked to circumstances beyond our control, we become susceptible to negative emotional states. His insightful observation, expressed in the question, "What does this man want?" invites us to reflect on the underlying reasons for anxiety. After all, he suggests that anxiety often arises when we desire something that is beyond our control. By incorporating this understanding, we are urged to redirect our desires towards aspects over which we have influence, thus promoting a more balanced life that is less susceptible to external fluctuations. The discipline of action. The discipline of action deals with impulses to act or not, recognizing that we cannot always control the consequences of our actions. Just as an archer focuses less on the end result and more on the quality of the action, we should act in a similar way. Imagine someone with the task of launching a spear or arrow towards a target. The main goal is to make every effort to throw it in a straight line, and the same applies to our goal in this example. The focus is on accomplishing the task in the best possible way. The principle of disciplining desires, according to Epictetus, is reflected in Stoic philosophy and finds a parallel in the pursuit of great goals in life, comparable to the archer who aims to hit the target. Just as the archer strives to shoot the arrow well, doing his best, the Stoic strives for excellence in his actions, understanding that maximum effort is the most valuable contribution. However, the uniqueness of this Stoic approach is revealed when, even while aiming for perfection, the individual doesn't allow himself to be disappointed if he doesn't reach the center of the target. This perspective transcends the obsession with absolute success, valuing the process and accepting eventualities with serenity. The Stoic archer understands that excellence lies in dedication and effort, not just in the end results. Thus, Stoic philosophy provides a balanced and resilient approach, encouraging not only the pursuit of excellence, but also the ability to adapt with acceptance in the face of less than ideal results. This mindset, grounded in Stoicism, not only fosters continuous self-development, but also promotes a healthier relationship with expectations and achievements throughout life's journey. The discipline of assent. Based on his idea of impressions, Epictetus taught that the discipline of assent is like an exercise we apply to our impressions, interpreting and judging the world and situations around us. We must act in such a way as to avoid being controlled by subjective impressions, allowing us to rid ourselves of illusions and make hasty judgments about how to act. After addressing the first two disciplines, the third area of study relates to assent and what seems plausible and attractive. Just as Socrates used to say that we shouldn't live an unexamined life, neither should we accept an impression without examining it, but say, "Stop, let me see who you are and where you come from," just like a night watchman who says, "Show me your sign." Epictetus' teaching on Stoicism remains important today. For more than 500 years, Stoicism was one of the most impactful philosophical movements in the Roman world. From the Renaissance until the 19th century, Stoic ideas were seen as one of the most significant ancient influences on European ethics. Philosophers such as Augustin Descartes, Adam Smith, Leibniz, Spinoza, David Hume, and Kant were undoubtedly inspired by Stoicism. Today, we see the influence of Epictetus' teachings on control in psychological approaches such as re-evaluation, thought reformulation, and cognitive behavioral therapy. These approaches aim to help people strengthen positive thought and behavior patterns, which are essential for understanding what is under our control and what is not. Focusing on the areas we can control, such as our reactions and responses, is a powerful tool to avoid becoming a victim of circumstances. By accepting things as they are, happiness is found in the individual state of inner peace. This inner peace and acceptance enables people to live in harmony in an unpredictable world, rather than being in conflict with it. In order to achieve this peace, the Stoics were on the lookout for those who always sapped their energy and should be avoided at all costs. There are 18 types of people who could be doing this to you. Click on the video on the screen and see who these 18 people are.